Hello, hello, everyone. How are you this evening? I have to admit something. I almost missed the start time of the show because I went in the kitchen and I made myself a sandwich and got myself a trusty Dr. Pepper. And I'm looking at the clock and it said it was like 3 something. Well, I got plenty of time. I come back in my office and my husband shows up at my door and he goes, "You know it's after 4, right?" I still had my hair's up, from getting out of the shower, like, ah! So I made it, and I see so many of you remembered too. So that's awesome. I don't know why I can fall back way easier than I can spring forward. How about you guys? Are you handling this time change okay? No, we don't do Pepsi around here, Lynn. Sorry. I have a long sordid tale about Pepsi and why I don't like them as a company, but we won't go into that. Yeah, it is still, I mean, the sun is shining still. It's so weird. It's so weird to have it feel so early, but yet it's 5 o'clock. I'm like, ah. So welcome, welcome. And I saw we have some new faces in the chat. So happy to have you here. Just wanted to give my little announcements in the beginning here that we archive all the shows. They are recorded. Spreecast has them available right after the show, but I don't just trust them after what happened a few months ago where they lost everything. So I also record the shows, and those go up on YouTube usually by Monday afternoon, evening, Tuesday at the latest. I get those put up over at YouTube. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel where I put those videos. I also put all of my tips of the week and any other little things that I do. I got to go back to doing those kind of like those auction roundup, type videos. Did you guys like those when I was putting those up where I'd like just show you and tell you about everything that I bought at the auction? Or you just wait and see me talk about it all here? I pretty much do that here live now, but yeah, you like those? Oh, okay. Maybe I could start doing those again. I got to get a system. I got to get it to where my garage is once again a friendly place to do some of this work. That's where my big table is now, but it's been so cold out there. I don't want to be there. So I just kind of bring in stuff as I go. And so, yeah. So I'll show you all the stuff I got at the auction last week, or almost all of it. It's pretty much all sitting here on my desk and behind me. Oh, let's see. You see my Coke bottle sitting there on the floor next to me? These suckers are huge. I love them though. I love them. Oh, I'm gonna have some fun taking pictures with those before I let them go. But yeah. And April, you got the link for the YouTube channel there you can put up just so people can have that handy. There we go. That's how you get to the YouTube channel. And you can subscribe, and then it lets you know every time I put up a new video. You'd be the first to know, even before I announce it on Facebook. So what else? Oh, I have a new thing going out with the newsletter. So those of you who don't know, I have a newsletter that I put out every Friday that is just like jam-packed. I have both of my daughters and my mom both contribute to the newsletter from their different perspectives, and they're part of the eBay world. And then I write an article, and that comes out every Friday, totally free. And now what I am giving to everyone who subscribes to the newsletter is the top 10 tips that eBay sellers can do to stand out. Now, if you already subscribe to the newsletter and you'd like to get that top 10 tips, shoot me an email. I'd be happy to send it to you. That is Danny at thedanniapp.com. It's where you can email me, and I'm definitely happy to send that to you if you're already subscribed to the newsletter. Just kind of something I wrote up, that kind of has my philosophies that I kind of preach to everybody out there about getting those sales. And I love, love, love hearing the feedback from you guys that utilize some of this stuff, and the sales come, and you get these big crazy scores, and it's so awesome. Awesome. And I wanted to give a little Appster update because many of my Appsters are in the house. We are just finishing up our Danni Maps, is what we call our business plan for eBay sellers. We've been doing that for, this will be our 7th week. We've spent 7 weeks developing our goals and our plan and how we're going to grow our eBay businesses. And so we finish up tomorrow. And we are going to be launching into a very intensive eBay stores tune-up. Where we're going to go in and find all those places that can be fixed up a little more so you can bring in more sales, and also things that a lot of sellers don't even know they can do to bring in more sales, and why stores are so important. I just think an eBay store is your brand. It is your brand. It is telling the public, this is what I am, who I am, and what I have to offer. And you develop that and build that, you can get repeat customers and the like. Yeah, those 50 free auctions are nice if you don't have a store, but really a store is more than just saved listing fees. It truly, truly is. It brings you, you know, I just wish, I know this is my wish, that eBay would just go to free listing fees for everybody. And then you can make the decision on store or no store based on that instead of, that enticement. Oh, yay, Laura started using bullets. I'm telling you, people want simple, easy, fast, like go right to what they want to see. They don't want to spend time reading anymore. How many of you have been selling on eBay for more than 10 years? For more than 10 years. Let's see some hands. Okay, we got some of you in there. So you guys remember when writing this big, flowery, wonderful, descriptive story was the way to go, right? How many of you spent so much time developing the whole history of an item and just telling everything about it? Yeah, no more. We don't have to do that anymore. It's like we don't have to do that anymore. Now it is like boom, boom, boom. Give them the facts, 5 or 6 bullets at the most. Maybe put one little flowery, little sentence or paragraph down below that, but that's it. That's all we have to do now, guys. It's just like, it's crazy. People don't want to read. I mean, we hear it over and over and over, and we see people saying, buyers don't read, buyers don't read, buyers don't read. Well, instead of kind of fighting that, we have to go with it because that is the way it is. So we just make sure that their brains see what they need to see. Thank goodness eBay put that condition box up at the top. I mean, that is like one of the best things that they've done in a long time. I am so thrilled that they did that, because above the fold is that area that people first see when they go to a website or a listing or whatever. That above the fold real estate, that is prime. That is where people are looking and maybe not even scrolling down any further. So that new condition box up there puts that information your customer needs to see. If there's anything wrong with the item you're selling, or if everything's right with it, you can put that too. That's where you got to pin it out to them. So make sure you're using that. If you're not using that, definitely need to, because it's above the fold. People see all the information. This is the other reason those pictures have got to be up in the eBay gallery area. I'm still amazed how many listings don't have those pictures up there. A lot of the third-party softwares like InkFrog and Octiva and all of those, they have that nice, put the pictures all down in the description. I'm telling you, if you're doing that, don't do it. Don't do it. Get them up there. Get them up there hosted by eBay. They give you 12 free pictures now. Use those because, again, it's that above the fold real estate. And if the pictures are there, number one, your pictures are what's selling your item. It doesn't matter. Whatever you put in your title and description and all that, that got the customer to the page via the search engine. But what's really going to sell your item is those pictures. That's how they're going to make their decision. And if there's only one picture there, there's a small percentage that'll still keep going down and looking and seeing more. But for the most part, they're going on to the next seller. People are not going to spend a lot of time. They are just fast-paced, want it, immediate gratification, kind of. That's where we are. I mean, it's just where we are. Do I like it? No. But it is the way that e-commerce is in general now. So we just have to go with it and be smart sellers and do everything we can to make them press that buy button. And George, you were asking when my new book will be out teaching how to buy at auctions. It's very close to being done. Very, very close. If I could just sit and write for a couple hours, it'd be done. I promise, though. I promise. Yeah, it's right there, and you guys will be the first to know. Trust me, it's coming. Um, I don't want to slam it together though, because I want to get all the information in there and really get you guys primed and have all that inside scoop stuff. I've actually included in this book, I've actually got interviews with a couple of auctioneers and asked them some pointed questions. So I'm really excited about that too. So watch for that. That'll be coming up. That'll be coming up. Oh, let's see. So, we have a few sponsors that make this show possible. One of those is our beloved Bubble Fast. I know many of you already use Bubble Fast. They are so awesome. In fact, somebody didn't remind me to buy tape. I still have to buy tape. Somebody remind me. You nagged me this week. Did you buy tape? I get all of my shipping supplies. The only thing I don't get there is my packing peanuts, and that's simply because it would not be cost effective to have them shipped to me because it's such a large package. But I tell you, everything I can buy from Bubble Fast, I buy from Bubble Fast. Use the code Danny. You get an extra 5% off, as well as make sure that you are signed up as a customer, because then you accumulate Bubble Bucks. And Bubble Bucks work just like eBay Bucks, where the more you buy, the more you accumulate these Bubble Bucks that end up going another savings against what you purchase. Hi, words. More savings, more savings. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. And you want a $25 gift certificate for Bubble Fast, and we'll place your first order. Well, Diana, let us know how you like what you get from them. I'm sure that you will be very impressed. The stuff gets here amazingly fast. Number one, they ship right away, and the products are just too cool for school. All right, we got the scores thread going wildly over on the Danny App Facebook group. There's like some good stuff. I mean, it seems like now normally January, February are my best months of the year, and I got to tell you, it seems to have been a little delay this year because March is just ripping good into the sales for me. How about you guys? What are you experiencing with March so far? Yeah, some of you also. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why. I don't know why that's happened. I think maybe people are getting their tax returns, maybe, or they know they're coming, or I don't know. But I've been selling stuff like crazy. I can hardly keep up. We shipped out 32 packages last Monday. 32 packages, and we've consistently had shipping every single day this week. It's been wild. Makes me want to like up prices because I don't want to ship that much. I want to ship fewer, more expensive items. I don't want to ship. I did all those model kits. That's what it was this week, and I sold a lot of them. So I made a ton of money on them, but there was a lot of shipping to do. So it just have to weigh it. But they're out of here, and that's what I'm trying to do. I have to clear stuff out of here. So we have room to work. All right, so our big sale over on the group is from Annette. This is a pattern. Oh, and I haven't looked at this yet because, of course, I was running late for the show. So I got to go look at this with you guys. Item number 160982144521. Let's take a look. Annette's big score. It's just a pattern. Holy smokes. I mean, like a pattern. It's a Vogue Paris Originals by, I don't know, is that Pateau? Patou? Size 14 vintage 1955 sewing pattern unused. You guys see what she got for that? Holy smokes! Who's going to be looking at patterns when you're in the thrift stores now? No kidding. $202.50 plus shipping. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Is Annette with us tonight? I haven't seen Annette in here. I must say, though, I wonder if she knew it was that good. I mean, she knew it was a good pattern. It started at $24.99, but I have to wonder if she knew it was that good. That's awesome. You know, and not all vintage patterns are created equal. I wouldn't go scooping up every vintage pattern that you come across, but definitely be looking for ones that just kind of reek of this high fashion. I would wager to guess that the Vogue Paris Originals probably are all very highly sought after. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. That would just be like a gut feeling, but looking for the high fashion and the unused, I think, is really important. People are looking for that uncut, unused pattern from the 1950s and earlier. So, yay. Yay, yay, yay. Vogue sells the best? Okay. Good to know. Good to know. And did I miss another question? You guys, I try to keep up with these questions. I don't see it on the screen now. April, if you can tell me what that question was, I'd be more than happy to go back and answer. All right. Yeah, okay, so she got this at a garage sale. So this wasn't from a thrift store. This was from a garage sale, and I'm telling you guys, garage sale season's coming. Spring. Spring, spring, spring. Um, so this is where I was going to talk about this last week, but I'll go ahead and just talk about it this week. Discipline. How many of you are disciplined when you're out there shopping at thrift stores and garage sales and estate sales? Who would call themselves very disciplined? Yes, no, yes. Kind of a mix. Kind of a mix. Okay, pretty good. Who's getting better? Let's put it that way. Who's getting better? Good. I'm glad. Yeah. It's a work. Hey, I've been doing this for 15 years and I'm still working on the discipline part because I tell you, it's exciting to see stuff that you know that you can buy for a dollar or $2 and it'll sell for, 15, 20, 25. But then I really have to think now, I'm really doing eBay just part-time now because the Danny app takes up so much of my time and my working with others. So I have to be really disciplined because I want to keep my sales numbers up. I want to keep my profits up, but I don't have as much time to list and ship. So I have to sell those much higher priced items. So for me, the discipline goes into leaving on the shelves that stuff that's only worth, 20, 25, $30. I'm looking for $50 and up items. And it's really hard. It's really hard to pass stuff by. And I got to tell you, I have not looked at patterns, but knowing that I can get $200 for a pattern, I will be looking at patterns now when I'm out there. Yard sales are tremendously tempting for bringing home things that I really shouldn't be bringing home. So I'm telling you, it is work. It is work. And you know what I have found helps is shop with a friend where you can hold each other accountable. Martha and I, we were just avoiding traffic. I just want to tell you guys that. So we just stopped at the Savers because it was right there, okay? Otherwise, we would have hit all the traffic on the freeway. No, we stopped at Savers. They were having a 50% off sale on their anything long sleeved was 50% off. So we stopped in, plus I had a 30% off one of those little punch cards they're doing now. And I only picked up a few things, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But I was really proud of myself when I actually looked at what I brought home compared to what I would have done before I made the decision to watch what I was buying. So good job. Good job, Annette. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right. So Shannon had bought a Hard Rock water buffalo plush. Let's take a look. It is item number 281074932462. Let's see. It's a Hard Rock Cafe Makati Philippines Caribou Water Buffalo plush. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. That's very interesting. Hmm. Anybody else ever seen a Hard Rock Cafe plush like that? That's wild. Okay, let's see. She had it for $129.95. And you guys know how you can see the actual price now, even though eBay hides that? You just go and instead of where it says ebay.com up in the little URL box, you just change it to CA, which takes you to the eBay Canada, and it shows you the price. So I just looked and she got $89. $89! Whoa! Yeah, I'm kind of baffled by this one, but that's pretty darn cool. Yeah, it's small. It's from 2003. I guess they were limited. Okay, they're limited edition and the tag is numbered. Interesting. It's 9 inches by 6 inches. Nice job. Nice job. Hard Rock Cafe stuff, anything unusual? Now, I would say stay away from the common stuff like those hurricane glasses that you see a lot of. Those don't sell. I mean, they'll sell, but just not for very much money. You want to look for unusual things. You also need to be very careful because Hard Rock Cafe items have been reproduced. There are forgeries out there, and I do know sellers who've gotten their listings shut down. And you get a pretty nasty violation for those. I had some information a while back on how you can tell the difference between the real thing and the fakes. I'll see if I can dig that up and put it over on the Facebook group. But you got to be careful. Just got to be careful. Hard Rock Cafe is good, but you got to be careful. Other things to look for in plush, Starbucks plush. What are some other ones, guys? There's Starbucks, Hard Rock Cafe. There's another really popular one, and I'm like just drawing a blank tonight. Oh, Disney, of course. Yeah, Disney plush is that's a no-brainer. Oh, Planet Hollywood. Yeah, possibly. Check for Planet Hollywood. But you look for some of those well-known chains of clubs and things that put out these. Oh, Caribou coffee items, Trisha said. Harley Davidson's another one. Yeah. So there's some really good name brand plush, and thrift stores will just lump these in, with all the other plush. You can dig and find them for $1 or $2. And they sell pretty good. There you go. Aeropostale bears, Ralph Lauren bears. Exactly. Some things. We should start putting some lists together. That'd be fun. We can put them as files over on the Facebook group and make documents so you guys know which to look for and which to stay away from. That'd be good. I like that. All right. Good job, Shannon. Okay. Who hates Barney? I gotta tell you, I cringe when I see Barney, hear Barney, ah! But apparently, Barney still sells. We have 2 Barney scores this week. First one from Lynn Maria is item number 290876304067. So this is a 3-foot tall Barney plush. She got it for $10 at a thrift store. Listed it as a 1-day auction and sold it for, oh, you guys see that? I bet you'll look for that kind of Barney now. Sold it for $125.99 plus shipping. And you can throw this sucker in a big old poly bag and get it on its way. Pretty easy to ship. Nice job. Lynn, are you with us tonight? Anybody see Lynn in the chat? I would love to know why she chose to do a 1-day auction on this. Would love to know about that. How she made that decision. We can ask her over on the Facebook group maybe. Then we have our second Barney score. Item number 360600628379. Let's take a look at that. Oh, she was testing price on it. Ah, so she didn't even expect it to sell. That's very interesting. You would have to pay oversized charge on that if you shipped it priority. Anywhere outside of like zone one, I don't know, possibly zone two is included without it going oversized. I know for sure zone one. So like if it's going real close to a neighboring state, you're okay with oversized. Anything over that, you get charged that oversized shipping. So best on an oversized large item like that to go with Parcel Select or UPS ground. That'll keep your shipping costs down. Then if the buyer is nearby and you want to upgrade, you have the option to do that. Yeah, yeah. All right. So Sherry sold this Barney comforter. Let's see, it's a comforter and pillow quilt. And oh, she got it at a yard sale. So it's yard sale season already. $7. Bought it for $7 and sold it for a best offer of 70. 70. Nice job, Sherry. And Sherry, you're here with us tonight. Yeah. So Sherry, was that their asking price at the yard sale that you went to? Is that what they were asking? Okay, that's what they were asking. I just wondered, it's kind of an odd price for somebody to put on something. I thought maybe they were asking 10 and you talked them down to 7. You guys do not be afraid to negotiate with those people at yard sales and stuff. I'm telling you, usually people doing yard sales, they want the stuff out of there. They don't want to put it away. They want it gone. Unless they've got some crazy high price on something, they're not emotionally attached. They will let it go. So I always negotiate. It's terrible. um, I'm having a yard sale here in a few weeks, and I tell you what, somebody wants to negotiate with me, I'm wheeling and dealing. Take it, take it, take it. All right. And we have an Appster score. Angela got this at an auction. She paid $20. And this is kind of my challenge too. I want to get you guys comfortable spending $20 on an item because this is what can happen. She went back and forth with best offers with this customer, and Angela and I were talking about this, and she had asked me if I thought she should take the offer that this person was giving. And a little research told me, no, hold out, hold out. I said you should not go less than 200 on this item, which is what the customer ultimately ended up giving her. So item number is 121073465174. This is a Gone with the Wind, a boudoir lamp. And actually, I see she revised her title with that after we talked a little bit. These lamps are really popular, guys. You find these, especially these hand painted with the roses. Roses fit into a Victorian decor. They fit into shabby chic decor. They fit into cottage decor. They fit into so many different styles. Lots of people are using them as accent pieces now. And I'm telling you, you can pick them up for cheap. I see them go through the auctions. I see them go at, estate sales, and they don't put a lot of value on them. So, yay. Definitely pick up those nice lamps and don't price them too cheap because they will have a hassle factor when it comes to the shipping. So you always want to consider that, but that was a very, very nice score. She turned $20 into $200, which is excellent. Yeah, I'm imagining the shipping on that would have been roughly somewhere $15 to $20 with a UPS ground or Parcel Select. Yeah. So see, what I do with those items is I take them down to the pack and ship place because they've got the boxes, they've got all the packing materials, and it's probably going to take, a few bucks worth of just packing materials when all is said and done. They only charge me $15, including all of that, so I kind of figure that into my profit margins, let them do it. Yeah. Yeah, 25. That was a good estimate. Yep, yep, yep. You'll probably want to double box that one too. Keep it safe. But nice job. Okay, so I had a score this week, which is a really good example of, a lot of people say that eBay doesn't get the better prices. Well, I am here to tell you I have several items that I had purchased to send in to Amazon and sell through their FBA program, their Fulfillment by Amazon. Of course, knowing me, I kind of stalled a little bit from when I brought the things and got them home to the time that I began to look at sending them in, and I'm looking at prices and going, whoa, no way am I selling mine that cheap. So I decided I wasn't sending them in. I could always send them in later, as these crazy sellers who want to race their prices to the bottom got, theirs out of stock. I could just list mine over at eBay, branded in my store with all of my free shipping and best offer and everything, plus international. See, now that's something that Amazon hasn't really gotten their feet into too much, the international shipping. So this is still an edge that eBay sellers have over Amazon. Now I know they're starting that way and they're slowly coming around, but for now they're behind on that. They're behind on that. And third-party sellers have to opt in, and I think so many of them are squeamish about doing that. So for now, eBay is it for those international sellers. So I have these Cars to Rolling Lightning McQueen suitcases, and I'll give you an item number. If I can find it. Here we go. 221194815211. So I have now sold two of these. The first one went to Romania. And I thought there is no way they're paying $60 for the suitcase and then they're going to pay another $60 for the shipping. Guess what? They paid within a few hours. That sucker is gone, happy, all is well. I just sold another one. This one's going to Hawaii, which is interesting. Doesn't cost me any more to ship it parcel to Hawaii than it does to, ship it anywhere else. So I'm perfectly happy. They've both sold at full price, which is higher than the Amazon price and that the Amazon sellers are getting. So it's not always that you're going to get a better price over at Amazon. You really have to look and see where your merchandise fits best. Exactly. If they want it, they want it. And I'm telling you, when you price yourself up in that higher bracket of items and you give the little extras, you let them know that you'll stand behind your items, you have your return policy in place, that you are offering the free shipping and all of that, people trust you and they will open their wallets and they want to do business because they want what they want. You're right. And it was pointed out to me the reason I was a little surprised about the one that went to Romania. And I'm like, wow, okay. But you think about it, the movies that are hits here usually take a few years to get over and be popular in other places overseas. And I'm guessing Romania is just now getting hit with the Cars 2 phenomenon. So might be good that you make sure that you're including those international buyers on your popular Disney character items. Yep, yep. So Linda lives in Southern California and hasn't ever tried to sell large items. Ooh, you know what? The thing about selling large items, now I won't just sell anything that's a large item. It's got to have enough of a profit margin in to consider the hassle factor. Because yeah, let's call it what it is. Shipping large items does require a bit more finesse than the smaller items that you can just plop into a priority box. So you have to find the right boxing, and it takes more packaging materials and ultimately more time to do it and put it all together. And it's a bigger risk. But the reward. So many of these larger items, because there isn't a lot of sellers willing to do that, you have less competition, which means higher prices usually. You get to name your price. Perfect example is my little friend. Let's see, I'll just point the camera down. I'm just going to pick it up. You guys see my Coke bottles? All right, these things are huge. They're huge. They are going to require quite a bit to ship, okay? But the thing of it is, when I researched these, there was, let's see if I get my camera back. When I researched them, I can't find anything else like it. I mean, literally, there's no other ones out there. But yet, Coke, Coca-Cola collectibles, there is a huge marketplace. Huge, huge, huge. So I'm thinking I'm going to list these suckers somewhere in the $1,000 a piece range. I have nothing to lose, nothing to lose. Worst case scenario is I'm going to get a best offer. Even if it's half of that, I'm still running all the way to the bank. Give me the hassle of shipping those all day long. Is it a bank? No, it's actually a fiberglass display that was used at a store. A store. Yeah. They're not very heavy. They are 40 inches tall. I have two of them. I bought two of them. 40 inches. So they were some kind of a promo thing. Yeah, that was, these weren't like mass marketed or anything. They're just, yeah, they're big and bulky. If you look at my Facebook profile picture, I'm holding one so you can see how big it is. No, it's totally like, it's a round Coke bottle. It's the full three-dimensional Coke bottle. Yeah, it's not flat. So they're pretty cool. The auction house that I bought them, they had three of them, and I missed one. Somebody outbid me on one, but I got the other two. Oh, absolutely. I will share those listings. You bet. You bet. Um, Another one of our sponsors, guys. I want to make sure we get them all mentioned here on tonight's show. It's Outright.com. They were recently here in Vegas. Got to talk to the Outright people. Um, they have a blog. You've heard me talk about this a few times. I've been writing for them quite a bit on these blogs. So if you want to see more of the things I'm writing about, Kat Simpson writes for the Outright blog, and they have several of us that send in articles and keep stuff up to date. So it's not Outright trying to write about eBay and Amazon and taxes and all this stuff. They're bringing in people to write these things. So there is a link to the actual blog after outright.com. If you just put /blog, you can get to their blog. Of course, I love Outright. You guys know it's free, right? Outright is free. It's staying free. I know there's been a little confusion over that. It is staying free. So there's absolutely no reason not to try it. It is incredible. It pulls in all of your information. I was talking to another seller yesterday who was kind of saying, you know, he's had Outright for since they've been around a couple of years now. Has it been a couple of years? Yeah, how time flies. And he's never ever like gone over there and thought, you know what? All my stuff is there, whether it's always there working. Even when I'm not even paying attention to it, all I have to do is go over there and pull up the information, which is a really cool thing. Now they do have a pro version, which gives you a few more bells and whistles, of course, than just the basic version. With the pro version, which you can, they do have a promotional thing going for $50 for the entire year, which to me was a no-brainer. What that then does, it helps you with your Schedule C for your taxes. You get a few more fine-tuned reports and things. So definitely, definitely worth the money, guys. So check them out. All right, sailing. So I kind of touched on my auction purchases last week. And again, I have been being very disciplined. Yes, I'm still buying stuff, but boy, am I leaving stuff behind that before I totally would have bid on. Sometimes it just kills me not to like buy this stuff for what it should go for. I attended the auction online today and I was like smacking my hands together at some of the stuff I really wanted, but it was like, nope, it's not going to bring me $50. So I stayed away, but I got some really cool stuff today. But last week, here's some of my goodies. So they like to put things in lots at this auction that I attend. And what I love about that is there's usually like one really good piece, which is what I'm going for. And then the other things, I could list those all as my loss leaders. Yes, I do leave some for Martha too. I use the rest as loss leaders, just starting them at $9.95 because I really don't care what they go for. I just want them to sell, you know, and kind of bring in some more traffic. Let's see. One of the lots I got, you guys know how I love my Murano glass. So this piece is in a lot. Now, I haven't completely affirmed it yet, but I believe this is an Alfredo Barbini piece. He used these classic little scrolling things on the edges, the aventurine, which is that gold flecking. He was also known for doing the casing. So it's got all the signs of a Barbini piece. So I'm really, really excited. It's got the weight and depth and everything of a mid-century piece. So all things fit. And I know a lot of you are squeamish about listing something as something without being 100% sure. And I would say you need to be that way when it comes to like designer labels, things where you can get in trouble if you use a name and it isn't what it is. When it comes to some of these vintage and antique glass designers and things, you're not going to get in trouble. You might get a collector that's going to come along and send you a message and say, "Hey, you have that listed wrong." There is no hand slapping for listing something as an Alfredo Barbini Murano glass bowl if it isn't. You don't want, I mean, you want to try with all certainty to assure that you're listing correctly, of course. But there is no Murano glass police, okay? You can call something Murano glass that isn't Murano glass, and you're not going to get your listing shut down. You're not going to get in trouble. You might just not get the sale because you're not listing it accurately, okay? These older vintage antique, there are no trademarks to those for the most part. You don't have to be quite, and I'm being careful here because I don't want to be telling you to list something deceitfully or try to call, like, I wouldn't call something a Barbini, like, okay, I wouldn't call this one Barbini because it doesn't have all the features of a Barbini. There are sellers that would, and they can get away with it. But you lose credibility too, of course, when you do that. So what I'm saying is if you find that, hey, Barbini did this and he used the gold flecking and he used the casing and this has all the qualities that I could call this one of his pieces, do it. Okay? If you can find characteristics of a piece that are the same as an artist or a designer or a brand and it's a vintage or antique piece, go ahead and go for it. Okay? Go for it. So I'm excited. So this piece came along with 5 other pieces of glass, which is crazy because this piece alone is my high dollar piece. Oh, and I paid $38 for the whole lot. So along with that piece, I got this carnival glass, which I haven't figured out the maker or anything yet. Anybody know? Anybody know their carnival glass? I have a place I can go look it up, but if anybody knows, you guys were good with my Fisk boy. So I'm gonna run this one. That one's gonna bring pretty good money. I had these 2 pieces, which are both Blenko glass, by the way. This is a very, very popular Blenko design. It's classic Blenko. You can find many of them that still have the original labels, and so you know it's Blenko. It comes in lots of different colors. So I just noticed it's got a little line running across it, which is not unusual for this old glass. It won't hurt what I get for it. So this is called a water bottle or water jug in glass collector language. So if you ever find one of these, some colors of course sell better than others, but they always sell really well and pretty much a high sell-through rate. There's collectors always looking for these. Having the label is better, but it'll still sell without the label, and you can call it Blenko without the label. Okay. This piece came with that lot. Now, I don't know 100% that this is Blenko. Here's what I do know. It came in the same estate lot with the Blenko piece. It has the characteristics of a Blenko piece. They're kind of known for this little pinched in side thing that they do, and this has that. It is a hand-blown piece, which you can tell by the bottom here. This is called the pontil. It's got all the characteristics of Blanco. Guess what I'm calling it? I'm calling it Blanco until somebody tells me differently. So nope, it's not marked. And Blanco wasn't marked other than with a little foil label. So many people that actually got these pieces, 50, 60 years ago, took those labels off. So lots of it is without any identification. Okay. Let's see what else came with that. Oh yeah, this piece here. This is a classic mid-century, nothing real exciting. But it's got a neat look, and at a $9.95 auction, it ought to do well. I don't know who the maker is on this. I haven't even started to do any research, but I got that piece. And then I got kind of like just this common amber glass, kind of a nothing. And I would recommend don't pick these up. This kind of glass, especially amber, they don't sell well. But I'm going to run it $9.95, see if I can sell it, for the $10 plus shipping. If not, it goes to the yard sale. That one won't go on fixed price. There was a couple other pieces with that I don't have on the desk. But anyway, all of that came together. And then I got this piece, which I just kind of showed you. This is also classic mid-century Murano. I got some of my appsters here in the chat. What do you guys remember about this coloration here? Remember the name? The blending colors? See if anybody was awake in class that day. Summer sew. Oh, good. You guys were paying attention. Yeah, so when the colors blend together like this is a technique known as summer sew in Murano glass. Now you can see the really thick clear glass base here. These were not easy pieces to make. I suspect, I haven't done my homework yet, but I suspect this piece right here should bring 70, 80. That's just what I'm thinking right off the bat. The Barbini piece, this one could bring 100 to 150 when all is said and done. Those are my money pieces right there. And another piece that came in with that is this, and I wanted to show you. Now, most of the ones you see of this will be painted. Not too many of the plain ones out there. This is Fenton, older Fenton, and this is a pattern known as Burmese. It's this yellow that blends into a pink at the top. Pretty well known for with Fenton. Yeah, it is a custard glass, but most collectors just know it as the Burmese because all Burmese has this custardy satin finish. So again, I'm going to start it at $9.95. What a great loss leader. It's Fenton Burmese. I get to put that and draw in all those glass people who then can see all my other glass. And let's see. Another lot that I got that had 3 pieces to it, and I only bought it for the one piece or pieces. My poor desk. Okay, so in this lot I got this Bavarian. This is called, it's marked Crimson Rambler is the pattern. The maker just says Bavarian, hand painted. It is signed by the actual artist here. See if you can see that. I could not find, I found the pattern and I found plates and pictures, but no sugar bowls. So this one should do pretty good. I'm figuring I'll get around $50 for this. Okay, so I got that, and I got these 2 little, and they're resin. They're nothing exciting. They're Chinese emperor and empress figures on these little rosewood bases. They're resin, but you can call them faux ivory because that's what they're supposed to be representing. They'll probably bring, $15, $20, but hey, that helps pay for the lot. They're really easy to ship, so that's why I'll do that. But what I really got the lot for was these little guys. So hard to figure out where that webcam is. So these are Bing and Grondel from Denmark, and they are marked. They're the B&G. That's what B&G stands for. Let me see if I can show you the mark. There it focuses. So B&G. Be on the lookout for that mark because their things sell pretty good. These are actually known as the optimist and pessimist titmouse. They sell very, very well. They were sold as a set, and I guess you can kind of see, here's kind of your pessimist naysayer bird, and then here's the optimist looking up. I guess that's what it means. So yeah, and they're really fine porcelain. These will do really well. These will bring about 50, 60 bucks, and I paid 25 for all the pieces together. So it's all good. It's all good. Whew. All right. The last thing that I got there, I wanted to show you, was 3 pieces of pottery. Anybody recognize this? I will tell you it's unmarked, which is not uncommon for this particular maker during the time. Nope, sorry Lynn, no pigs. Good, it's McCoy. This is McCoy. This is early, it's actually brush McCoy. Early 1900s. When brush came into the McCoy family, he actually he became a major shareholder in the McCoy Company in the early 1900s, and so that's when it became known as the Brush McCoy Company. But nothing was marked that way at first. In fact, many of the things were not marked at all and simply had a mold number on the bottom, as is the case with this one. But this is their soft blended glaze is what they called it. So it was very popular and well known. Now this is called a jardiniere, which would originally have sat on a pedestal, you know, so they normally came in sets, and you'll even see bigger ones than this. Weller made some of these, Roseville makes them. The jardinières sell really, really, really well. Yep. So I got that piece, which consequently I'm listing at $125 all by itself. And I got these 2 other pieces here. Now, this is one, oops, as I break them. This is the one that really caught my attention when I was buying this lot. This is a really, really good name, Bauer. They are out of Los Angeles. These are called ring bowls, obviously named after all the rings along the side. Be on the lookout for these. They come in a variety of shape or sizes and colors. Sell very, very well. I should get about 50 bucks for that one. Then there was also this little mystery guy, also a ring bowl of sorts, so I can use that in the title, although I don't think this one is Bauer. I'm not exactly sure. Could be McCoy. It's simply marked, let's see if I can hold it right side up for you guys, USA with a G/N. So not sure who the maker is, but it's a high quality stoneware bowl. I will run this one as my loss leader starting at $9.95, which will bring traffic to the 2 others that I'm listing on fixed price. So that's kind of how I'm playing with that. Oh, Watts or Wellington? I'll have to check that out. Cool. I love when you guys help me. Oh, Trisha, you want my McCoy jardiniere? We can talk. We can talk. So that's it. I did really well. I mean, that's really all I got, you guys. I've been a good girl. I really have. And when I went to the thrift store with Martha, I got clothes for the family. I really, really did. Okay, I got one really silly purple faux fur kind of pimp coat thing that I couldn't resist, but I'll have to show you guys that next week. But no, I was a good girl. I was a good girl. All right. I'm going to make sure I get stamps.com mentioned in here, guys. Stamps.com, also a free service to eBay sellers. You can sign up, and April will put the link over there in a minute, stamps.com. And there's a special little link if you are finding them through the Danni app. That way they know that advertising with me does pay off. So I appreciate when you let them know that you heard about them on the Danni app. Free for eBay sellers, or you get a 4-week free trial and a free scale and all kinds of free postage and stuff if you go for the paid version. If you have any trouble, guys, I know sometimes there's been some confusion with going to get the free version and it signs you up and you end up getting charged. Just give them a call. Give them a call. They'll straighten it out really, really quickly for you, and they'll take care of that. All right. All right. Who's going to Tucson? Is anybody going to Tucson? Anybody? Anybody? Who am I going to see down in Tucson? I know I'm rushing you, April. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna see Dana down there. I know I had some other appsters that were going to be down there. Yeah, so that's the TES conference, or the Tucson eBay Sellers Conference. This is hosted by the Tucson eBay Meetup Group, headed by Sally Milo, who's awesome. And it's going to be a one-day event on a Saturday. I'll be speaking, as will Griff and eBay Andy, talking about social media. Sandy Garcia, Thrifting with the Boys is going to be down there. I know there's some others. Who am I missing? Sharon Ware. Who else am I missing? I know I'm missing. Cabbage is going to be there, and Outright is going to be there. It's going to be a really nice event. She's put this together. This is the first annual, hopefully, that she's going to keep doing this. But I'm really excited. As you know, Tucson's my old hometown. I'm excited to go down there. I get to stay with Mom while I'm there. And got shopping trips planned. Shopping is planned for both the Friday before and the Sunday after the event. So if you are going to Tucson, come down early or stay after and go shopping with me. And there's information about that over on my website. All right, and then we have, of course, eBay Radio Party coming up in June here in Las Vegas. Who's going to that? I know Trisha's coming. I can't wait to meet Trisha. Going to be lots of cool stuff happening around that. There'll be plenty of time to be announcing all that. eBay Radio Party is a very fun event. Lots of speakers, lots of stuff going on around that, and of course more shopping trips if you want to do that. Gosh, you guys, we have spring changes. They are going to be announced any day. Any day. Griff told me beginning of March when I saw him recently down in Southern California. So we're still in the beginning of March for about, 5 more days. So I'm thinking they're coming up soon. Coming up soon. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm actually excited. Is anybody excited to hear what the changes are this time? Anybody? I am. I know there's something coming for eBay stores. eBay on Location, they have not announced yet. Have not announced eBay on Location yet, but I promise you, Carolyn, I'm going to let you know when I hear something. I've got my ears open. Definitely waiting for that. Excited and nervous. Yeah, it's always kind of that mixed emotion, but I think we are through the worst of the changes that eBay has doled out over the last couple years. I know there was a few rough ones in there. Now I see good stuff coming, guys. I see stuff that's going to help us as sellers, help more buyers come into the site. Good stuff. Good. Seller protection. I got to tell you guys real quick, too. I now understand what eBay is doing to bring in these buyers and keep the buyers. I recently had an experience as a buyer. I bought a piece of glass. It was $160. And when I got it, it was one of my pieces of EAPG that has 6 feet on the bottom. And the seller said that all feet, that it was immaculate and mint condition, blah, 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 blah. I get it. Well, the feet that were there were in good condition, but there was 3 whole feet that had been broken off, and somebody, very well I might add, had polished off the places where those feet were. So yeah, it was not worth $160. I emailed the seller, and I am really bad when I get something, I don't open it right away. So this had sat for a while in the box, and then I opened it and left it in the bubble wrap like a dummy. And then I finally opened it. By the time I contacted the seller and gave them time to respond and they didn't, I called eBay because I couldn't open an item not as described dispute, which is 45 days. Did you guys know that? The customers only have 45 days to open that dispute against you, which is good, which is good. In this case, though, I called up and said, hey, I tried to contact the seller before the 45 days was up and they haven't responded. Do you know what eBay did? I was blown away. Guess what eBay did? Anybody guess? I did not tell them that, hey, I'm Danny. Nope. They just refunded me. No questions asked. Didn't tell me to send it back. eBay gave me back my money. I thought, wow. You know what? It's what Amazon does. And I, for one, am thrilled to death that they're doing that. Now, personally, I take care of my buyers right away if there's a problem. But it's nice to know that when the sellers are not responsive, eBay is keeping our buyers on the site by taking care of them. I thought that was really awesome. And so eBay is really working hard at bringing in that buyer protection and keeping buyers, as well as balancing it with protecting us as sellers. And they have the whole seller protection team. So it's really coming together nicely, you guys. I'm really loving it. Yeah, they are doing that. They've refunded me and the seller got to keep their money and everybody's happy, you know. Um, and really it made me like, I don't really even need to leave feedback for that seller. So that's another thing, you guys. It's helping all of us for eBay to do this stuff, even though, you know, the sellers that don't respond, it's a little aggravating. And I'm not telling you not to respond and let eBay refund because I'm sure it counts against you somewhere down the line. Um, I don't have to return the item. That's the crazy thing. They said, nope, here you go. We're sorry this happened. So, hey, yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with the direction eBay's going. I really am. And I see great things on the horizon for those sellers who want to, you know, it's not as easy as it used to be, but the rewards are definitely there. Definitely there. So with that, we are up against the clock, guys. Next week, tune in. I will be on location. I am going up to Seattle on a very important project. I will have tons and tons of American Brilliant glass in my hands to share with you guys, as well as some other fun stuff. So please, next week, tune in. As soon as I get this up, put your RSVP in so you be sure and not forget. When you flying me to Minnesota, Tricia? uh, I look forward to talking to you guys over on the Facebook group, and I will see you next Sunday. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.